So I've got multiple messages asking for my coming out story. So there's 3 ways that I'm going to tackle it. One is going to be me coming out my social life, and me coming out with my family, and me coming out with my family outside my home. When I was in high school, being gay wasn't really common. Like, it was just 10 years ago, or almost 10 years ago. It was very, very different. I constantly was with men, old boys. Believe it or not, I loved guys, and I always wanted to get a guy's number, and that to me, I think, was a phase. There was nothing that I've done that would ever make anyone think I was gay. I met my first girlfriend in high school. I was 14 when I came out. She started messaging me on MySpace, and I liked it. That never messed with me. The moment that I heard myself say out loud, "Am I gay?" that messed with me. I felt very embarrassed and ashamed to be gay. I remember I went into my bathroom and like I couldn't even look at myself, and I was standing over the toilet bowl because I just was so nervous. I was like, my whole life just changed like that. Like that one thought just changed everything. I was scared. I was very scared. I was scared for what people at school were going to think. I was scared for what my parents were going to say and for how long I was going to have to pretend to be straight. Dating a girl and my outside life were like 2 different worlds. Dating a girl was like heaven for me. That never fucked with me. Everything other than that fucked with me. That made me very nervous. I was constantly like on edge and very like paranoid because I didn't want anyone to find out. But obviously it's high school, so everybody found out. My friends stopped being friends with me because they were worried that people were going to think that they were gay, so they ditched. So I didn't have friends for a little while. I had my best friend, Court. She's the shit. She's still my best friend. She never left my side. She was like the light through everything. But my other friends I've known since I was 2 years old, they just stopped being friends with me, just cut connection completely. Losing friends in high school is like, it's like the end of the world, really. So for a little while, I was very alone. I ate lunch in a bathroom stall for a little while because I didn't have anyone to sit with. No one really wanted to hang. Court's so smart that she was never in any of my classes, so I couldn't really hang with her. I just saw her in the hallways a lot. What I'm trying to say is when I came out, I didn't own it. I tried to get rid of it. I hated it in the beginning, strictly because of how everybody else made the experience for me. I didn't really have that great of an experience. It's cool because those days are kind of over. I'm not saying that bullying for gay people doesn't exist anymore, but, you know, it's not as common. I wish that I could have owned who I was, and maybe that would have helped. I feel like me not liking that part of me made people not like that part of me. Then again, I was very young, I didn't understand, and I was trying to figure things out by myself. It's important to own who you are and be proud of who you are. Like, I had no reason to not be proud of me, you know? I was doing fine. I was just gay. But it's okay now. Coming out to my family, one day I came home from school, and all the notes that my girlfriend and I had wrote to each other were spread out on my bed. So I knew my mom knew. Like, that was like, so I saw that, and I was like, I gotta fucking go. And I left. I walked out of my house. I made it to the end of the driveway, and my mom was like, "Sarah, come inside." So I was like, fuck, I have to talk to her about this. That moment was so hyped for me that I can't remember what we talked about. I just remember my mom crying for so long, and I remember me kind of being like, no, it's just something I tried, like my friends were doing it, and I like guys. She would always be like, do you think he's cute? Do you think he's cute? Blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, yeah, I think he's cute. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to, I wasn't confident. Being gay, knocked down my confidence really, really hard. Yeah, my mom had a really hard time with it. I cried so much. And, she even said, did I fail as a parent? What did I do? Did I treat you wrong? She started putting it on herself, which obviously made me feel terrible. And then as I got older, I started to realize, wait a minute, there's a huge generation gap here. My generation is developing into, normalizing being gay, and hers just didn't at all. So I, grew up and started to, proud of me being gay. I understood, all right, she needs to get it out of her system. So a lot of the things she said didn't bother me after a while. I give credit to my parents. They never treated me any different. When my friends stopped being friends with me and my mom saw the hard time that I was having, she even went up to their parents and was like, it doesn't matter if she's gay. Still stuck up for me because I'm her daughter. I love my mom. I'm happy. She came a long way. 7 years down the road, she finally accepted me, literally right when I met Kate. I guess she knew okay, this is it. Sarah's obviously gonna marry this girl. So, and they're great. They're great. She asks me all the time about Kate. I dated her girl for 4 years. My parents, my sister, nobody ever asked about her. Nobody invited her places. It was just very, my life was very, split from my family life for a very long time. When I was at family parties, I always felt out of place because I never verbally said to anyone, hey, I'm gay. And no one ever said anything to me hey, it's okay. My dad never spoke to me about me being gay. My sister never spoke to me about being gay. My brother's a fucking shit. He is so gay. It's fucking awesome. He was also a great support system. It took me at least 5 years to feel okay with who I was. My social life had a lot to do with that. My high school experience had a lot to do with that. Things got a lot better. I made a lot more friends after I lost mine and fell through that dark hole for a little while. I met My best friend Christy, she's so gay. My best friend Court was always my best friend. She's so straight. And like, you know, we formed our own little group. We hung out. We had fun. That was in the past. Like all those people were in the past. And then I finally realized like, these are the people I want to surround myself with. I don't want to be friends with people like that. My parents. Oh, right. Fuck, I got distracted. It took my mother literally 7 years to finally be okay with me. I'm proud. Seriously, she came a long way. I'm so happy that she is where she's at. Like she invites Kate's place. She loves Kate. I swear to God. Like Kate walked into my life and like my family's like, hey, Sarah's gay. Cool. My mom and I had a conversation about like, she was like, oh, you need to save money if you ever want to put a down payment on a house, like for your wedding, for in vitro. And I like, my mind was blown. Like my heart melted. I was so happy. 2 years ago or not even, I never thought I would have that conversation with her. Ever. That's the thing about our generation. We've come a really far long way. And the only thing that we're left with mostly is the generation gap between us and our parents. That makes it harder for us, for those who want to come out now, because like all the messages I get in Tumblr, hey, my mom is blah, blah, blah. My parents kicked me out. My mom's going to kick me out. My parents aren't supportive, things like that. That's what makes it hard for us. But we're the generation that's going to make it 10 times easier for everybody else. And that's so important. So it's kind of like what we're going through will pay off. My family outside of my home always knew I was gay. Nobody ever said anything. Nobody mistreated me. I always just felt like there was an elephant in the room when I was there. I was always on my toes, like someone's gonna ask me in front of everyone, like what am I gonna do? Then literally I came out to my family November. And I sent a mass text to everyone, and I was like, I know you probably already know this, but I'm gay, and my girlfriend's coming to Thanksgiving. Bam! And everyone was like, oh, I can't wait to meet her, blah, blah, blah. Like, everyone was really cool. Things came together, for sure. The one thing that's going to push us through this home stretch and this whole LGBT history that we're making is owning who we are, seriously. It's something that I wish I had when I was coming out, but now I have the chance of supplying that to others, and that's pretty cool. A lot of people message me about how they feel ashamed, like how I did, and how they're worried about their friends not being friends with them. We are one big community. We have each other's backs. So the moral of my experience that I had was be who the fuck you are and don't let anyone make you feel like you should dim yourself, because then you're gonna mold into someone who you're not. Be gay, be trans, be asexual, whatever. Just be you. That's gonna motivate people to do the same thing, and it's gonna change the world a lot. It really, really is. We've come a long way, and I'm proud, and I'm happy. So yeah! That's my coming out story. Okay! Bye, Tumblr!